Proswell, what's good?
Chilling, man. What's going on?
Everything, man. Huge fan. An honor to finally get a chance to speak to you.
Oh, thanks.
All right, so let's start in the very beginning. How did the Fugees really form? Because Wyclef is your cousin, and you guys went to high school together, right?
No, not actually. Wyclef, we called each other cousins, but we grew up together back in the church days. And I started this group with me and this other girl, and she introduced me to Lauryn Hill. And Lauryn was in the 8th grade. So the group was myself, the girl, and Lauryn. And then Wyclef came and joined the group about a year and a half later because he graduated from high school before me.
Okay, what was the original name of the group?
Something stupid, man. I don't know, something like Time or something crazy.
Okay, so you, Lauryn Hill, and this other girl have a group, and then Wyclef joins, and then what happens?
So then we started to record, and then the girl gave me an ultimatum. If we don't get a record deal by the time we graduate, she's going to have to leave because she was going to a school. She was going to college. I mean, I was going to college too, but she just felt like she couldn't do the both. So it's either we get a deal before we graduate, or she's going to leave the group and go to college.
Okay, and you guys ended up not getting a deal at that point.
At that point, no.
Okay, so she left the group, so it was just the three of y'all left.
Right.
Okay, so what happens next?
So we just started recording, and we hooked up with this production company, and we started to use their facility out of Jersey called House of Music. And then they helped us to land our management, who was this guy named David Sonnenberg, who managed a lot of acts at that time. He used to manage like Meatloaf and all these different acts. And so he helped us get a deal.
Okay, now were you guys called the Fugees at this point or no?
It was Translated Crew.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. I mean, you guys actually
Yeah.
used that name from time to time also.
We did, because the reason we didn't keep that name, you see, life is funny. Everything happens for a reason. That name wouldn't have worked. So coincidentally, when we signed with Sony, actually, there was a rock band named Translated Crew. They never put out an album, but they were like, we can't use the name. So we had to come up with another name. And so we were like, well, what do we represent? And we were like, well, we Haitian. We represent, Clef and I were Haitian, are Haitians. And we were like, well, we refugees. So everybody put a name in the hat. I put refugees. And then I was like, refugees is dope, but maybe we should take out the R-E and just call ourselves Fugees, meaning refugees. And everybody was like, oh, that sounds kind of hot. That's why in the first album, you'll see Fugees, and underneath of it, you'll see Translated Crew.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Okay, so now you have the name, the Fugees. It's you, Wyclef, and Lauryn Hill. You guys get this big-time rock manager, essentially, right?
Right.
And you guys get your first record deal with Ruffhouse?
Ruffhouse, Columbia, yeah.
Okay, division of Sony. So was it like a big deal? Was it just like a small little deal in the beginning? How did it work?
It was an iota of a deal compared to what everyone else was getting. But the thing is, what happened is, to be fair to Sony, we had 3 other deals on the table. We had Jimmy Iovine at that point, because my manager at that time used to manage Jimmy Iovine, and he had just went and started Interscope. So Jimmy gave us an offer. Jive gave us an offer, and everyone else's offer was really high, and Columbia was the lowest one. I'm talking about extremely low. But I spoke with my crew at that time, and I just kind of liked the direction they were going, and I felt like for the kind of artists that we were, that they were better suited for us.
Okay, so you actually took less money for more creative control in a way?
It's not even about creative control. It's more about, You know, it's about when you go on a journey, everyone that's going with you on that journey have to be on the same page, right? So if people have different agenda and then you get struck by something, a wild animal or something, you're not going to make it through that journey. So I wanted to make sure that the label we were going with understood what we were representing and was willing to invest in that culture, not if they have a hit record. It was about what we represented.
Okay. Now, were you going to college at the time?
Uh, I haven't entered college. I'm graduating at this time.
You're graduating high school.
Yeah.
Okay. You end up going to Rutgers and then Yale?
Yeah.
Okay. But that was after the first album comes out.
No. This is while we're trying to get a deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you the only one in the group in college?
No. Lauryn went to Columbia for a year. And Clef went to some music school, you know. But obviously we all dropped out, right?
2/3 of the group went to Ivy League schools. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Impressive. So Lauryn Hill goes to Columbia, which is a top school. She goes there for 1 year. Why did she drop out?
We all dropped out because we wanted to pursue our career.
Okay.
You know, look, if this Fugees thing didn't happen, obviously we probably would have just all went to college and go live, you know, the regular average life, right? But you know, at that point, you know, they say, you know, right when you're about to reach success, your comfort zone has to be disrupted. And so it was when we were tested, you know, because a lot of people want their cake and eat it too, if you will, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, in life, you got to make a decision. If you really want something and you believe in yourself, you're going to have to make some hard decisions, especially when we're talking about the entertainment. I mean, I see a lot of people today, their whole thing is, oh, you know, I got a job here, but I want to act, I want to record. And I'm like, you're going to have to make a decision, one or the other. You can't have it both. Life doesn't work like that.
What was it like explaining to your parents that you're dropping out of Yale?
First of all, my parents were Haitian, number one. And they were super religious, number two. And I'm first generation American, number three. And so their whole thing is, it's not even that you're dropping out. Their whole thing is you're doing circular music to begin with, right? And you got to remember, this is the 90s. So it's not like today. Today, you say, yo, I'm putting out a record. It's like saying I'm about to go take a piss. Everyone is doing it. But back in my day, if you say you have a record deal, that meant something because not everyone could get a record deal. So it was like, it's equivalent if I said to you, hey, listen, man, Vlad, listen, 6 months from now, I'm about to go up to Mars. They're at this program, and I'm going to Mars. You're going to be like, what the fuck? What, right? 30 years from now, if you say I'm going to Mars, people are like, yeah, all right, cool. Right? So that's what it was like. So my parents, on top of that, were like, yo, you doing devil music. You know? But, you know, at that point, I wasn't a grown. I was like, 18, 17, whatever that age was. And so, you know, I had to make a decision that I felt like was for my future. Go to college, get married, have children, you know, live a good, decent life. Go to church every Sunday. That was how they perceived my life to be.
So you guys come out with Blended on Reality.
Right.
And I remember the Nappy Heads remix was kind of in rotation. Like there was a video on MTV. I thought it was a dope song. And like the hip hop heads were fucking with it, but it didn't really get like large scale commercial success.
Right.
So, I mean, when you guys finished that album, you know, the first album, how did you guys feel about the project?
I mean, we were proud of it, but at the same time, you know, we also realized that we had just missed the boat. You know, because that style of hip hop was phasing out. So we came in the middle. You know, I don't know, people, real hip hop heads would know this. So back when we first came out, you had like leaders of the new school, Busta Rhymes, the Fushnikins, the Slam by Onyx. So it was that aggressive, like, So by the time we did our album, we did it in the middle of that whole aggression. But by the time the first single came out, it phased out. That's when Buckshot came out with How Many MCs. And Nas dropped Illmatic. And so everything slowed down. That's why that remix is on that zone, because it was like, yo, this is where it's going. So then we realized also, if you jump on a bandwagon, you're gonna get caught out there. So you better go set a trend. That's why the score was basically us saying, we're coming back now under our own terms.
Okay, so you guys dropped your first album, Blood on Reality. Like, do you remember how much it sold? Was it like 100,000, something like that? A couple hundred thousand?
I mean, eventually it went gold, but if you're talking about when it first came out, we sold about
12,000.
No, 12.
No. I'm not talking about the score. I'm talking about Blood on Reality.
Yeah, we sold about, at that time, around 12 copies.
12 copies.
Yeah.
Nobody bought the album.
We sold, 12 people did.
Wow. So a major label
dismal, man.
put out an album that sold 12 copies.
Yeah.
How was the overall morale in the group seeing those types of numbers?
We were like the Cavs, man. We're going to get through this. Period. Because, you know, we felt like we had the talent. The thing that saved us also, we were on the road. And our shows was one of the best hip-hop shows on the road. So we were like, listen, man, we're going to get through this. Like, can't count refugees out. We Haitian. You know, fuck that.
How did the label take it? Because obviously the label lost money at this point.
Label was like, yo, drop these motherfuckers. Straight up. But we had about 2 people at the label. One of them was my product manager, this guy named Jeff Burrows. It was actually this other woman named Angela Thomas, and there was actually this other publicist. We had about 4 people. Angela, Jeff, Miguel, and Yvette Scholes. And they were the only one that were like, give these kids a chance. Give them a chance. And so the label was like, all right, let's see what you guys come back with. Those were the good old days. That shit don't happen like that anymore, obviously.
Gucci's absolutely the boogeyman of hip hop. Like, it's just certain individuals, you just know that at any given moment, it could go left.
Right.
Gucci's one of them. T.I.'s one of them. I told y'all that before. I don't know why y'all keep acting like T.I. ain't Gucci level crazy. Maybe
T.I. is Gucci level crazy.
Gucci might be T.I. level crazy.
You mean to tell me that if I walked up to your mother right in front of you and shot her in the face, and then I left the country and you can't get to me, you wouldn't tell the police?
Hell no, where your mama stay at?